The Lobos and the Razorbacks. Let's talk about those two games.
There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of War Eagle Weekly. And actually, it's not just this week's episode. There's multiple episodes this week, but one of the episodes this week. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm good, man. Let's talk some football.
Let's talk some football. If you have not yet watched our video about Big Cat Weekend, make sure you go and watch it. That video is going to be linked just right here at the top of your screen. So go and watch that now. But Josh, let's go ahead and jump right into game number 3 against the New Mexico Lobos. So the New Mexico Lobos, they are looking at 27 points a game, 41% third down conversion. They're moving the ball quite a bit. They are letting their opponents score quite a bit. They brought in a brand new head coach, Bronco Mendenhall. You and I both are very familiar with Bronco Mendenhall, just because we do live here in Utah. And he was the BYU coach for a long time before he went and became the coach at Virginia. Really, all intents and purposes, he's a pretty damn good coach in my book, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I mean, I think he can do a lot of good things in the Mountain West. He did a lot of good things in the Mountain West when he was at BYU. When he's taken over New Mexico and playing in the revamped Mountain West, where all those bigger teams left, and they're more of the lower tier teams, I feel like Bronco Mendenhall can definitely be well above middle of the pack in the Mountain West in his first year. So I definitely think this isn't going to be as big of a cupcake game as we would like it to be, but I would still choose Auburn to win this game pretty handedly. But I do think New Mexico is going to score more points than a lot of people would expect.
Now, I don't know if that's necessarily true, and we'll discuss that a little bit more. But I mean, under year one, it's a transition. They didn't have a great season. They only finished 2-6 in the Mountain West last year with a total of 4-8 record. Again, Bronco Mendenhall's a good coach, but I don't know how good they can be in year one, especially when you look at some of the info here. They're replacing their starting quarterback. They're replacing their leading running back. They did return their leading receiver as well as their third or fourth, in yards. They're having to replace their entire offensive line who transferred or graduated. And again, it is a first year for a coaching staff. Now, not only that, they did return a lot of defensive players, but that defense ranked 106 nationally last year. So really, they're not a good team, and just the fact that it is the first year, they're coming into Jordan-Hare, it's going to be rowdy. Everyone's going to be excited. Everyone's going to see that name, New Mexico, and although it's New Mexico and not New Mexico State, they are not going to let this game get away from them. The fans for sure are going to be rowdy as all get out. Might be the biggest, rowdiest, small-time opponent game that you might hear, to be perfectly honest.
Could be. Though, I also don't think they're replacing their starting QB. Dylan Hopkins started for them last year, and he's listed on their roster for 2024. So I'm pretty sure he'll be on the team for 2024.
Now, their main starting quarterback was
Dylan Hopkins threw for 2,074 yards last year.
Okay, well, the roster I looked at on their website did not have him listed, so maybe I am mistaken there. And if so, I apologize to all those.
Yeah, I do see him. He's
fans.
A senior on the roster right now. He's still there.
Okay, so they're returning their starting.
I don't apologize to the Lobo fans. Heck them.
Well, I'm just trying to be nice, I'm not going to be too nice most of the time against these people. So we talked about in the last video, Auburn started 2-0. I was a little lackluster with, how they handled Alabama A&M, and then I was feeling a little bit better about the Cal game just because of Ott running his mouth and last year and really not being able to play a full game. And so I think that one's going to be closer, but yet still Auburn looking more competent. This game right here should be one of those games that is just, we look at this and we put up some monster numbers.
I mean, we could, but New Mexico could also come into this game 2-0. They start their season against Montana State at home, and then they go on the road to play Arizona, and then they're on the road again to play Auburn. I think they could go into Arizona and Arizona fans and come out of that game victorious and come into Auburn 2-0 with some steam behind them. That's another reason why I don't think it's as big of a cupcake as a lot of people would suggest.
I mean, okay. I mean, that's fair, I guess. I don't see them beating Arizona. I just don't see it. I know Arizona's bankrupt.
Beating Auburn in Auburn either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know Arizona's bankrupt and pretty low right now, but I still don't see them losing to New Mexico. They are a Pac-12, a Big 12 or Big whatever team now. So, wait, is the Big 12 good? I mean, or is it just like a different version of the Pac-12? I don't know. So you might be right.
Pac-12.
You might be right. See what I mean? I'm a little salty. I make fun of some people, so sometimes when I make a mistake, I'm going to apologize to those fans out there. And, if we have any Lobo fans watching this, and you're getting excited for the season, kudos to you. Again, you got a good coach in our opinion. But
yeah, I like Bronco Mendenhall.
You're going to get
a raw deal. Beat. I would hope so. I expect it. But I expect them also to score about 21 to 27 points on Auburn.
Wow, dude. They're replacing their entire.
I understand that, Cameron. Line. I understand that. We're coming into this game off of the Cal game. Our players are going to be tired. Not saying that their players aren't going to be tired, but I could see our defense giving up some points in this game.
I just don't see it. I don't see us letting them score more than 14 points. I just don't.
Okay.
Our defense is too good. They will be in they should be by game 3. They should be in really good form and being able to roll over them. So, okay. Well, if they're scoring, how many points did you say they're scoring? 24?
20. Yeah, I would say 24. That would be my estimate. 24 points. Okay. But I also think Auburn scores in the 50s.
Okay. There's that. So you still got Auburn winning this one and really winning comfortably. Handedly. So are these like 24 points in garbage time, or is this spread out throughout the entire game?
Like I said, I think the Lobos come into Jordan-Hare and score more points than we would like to, but like I said earlier, I still expect Auburn to win handedly.
Okay. I'm expecting this to be like a 44 to 12 point game. So one touchdown and a few field goals. I just don't see it going 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I guess it can't be unless they get a safety on us. So we'll say 13.
All right.
So, but again, hey, starting 3-0 according to us. Moving on to game 4.
Yes,
we got to ask the question: is this Sam Pittman's last ride on the Hog, Josh?
I would say so, but I hope it's not, because I like him as Arkansas's head coach, specifically Arkansas's, because Arkansas fans, man, I don't know what is up with Arkansas fans. They have so much friggin' hubris, it's ridiculous. They love them some Hogs, and they're always expecting them to be competitors in the SEC. Yeah. Well, it used to be SEC West, but now it's just the SEC in general. But I mean, they've had literally nothing to show for it. The most they've had to show for it in the last recent memory was oh my God, his name just escaped Ryan Mallett was the best thing they had to put on the field, and they still lost games with Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they've had some NFL talent on those teams. Let's not
Sure.
undersell,
I'm talking
some
about
of the
I'm
things
not
that they've
talking
been
about
able to
NFL
do.
talent. I'm just talking about
But
the best thing they put on the field in college was Ryan Mallett. Other than that,
at,
there really hasn't been
at
anything they put
quarterback,
on the field.
yes, at quarterback, I would agree with you. But they have why can't I remember his name now? The tight end who actually now plays for the New
Hunter
England
Henry.
Patriots. Hunter Henry was a phenomenal college tight end. Think about that. Remember that play? Wasn't he involved
He
in
did.
that backwards
Yeah, I was
pass?
just about to bring that up. He was the one to toss it
So,
backwards and land in Collins' hands, but still,
yeah.
that
So see,
I
your
don't
statement
care.
about Ryan Mallett being the last one is false because
Okay,
that
you're
shit
talking
was
about a
phenomenal.
1 in a million play over an all SEC quarterback.
Yeah, but he's also a phenomenal player. Hunter Henry was a great
Phenomenal.
tight end.
Yeah, in college, sure.
Yeah, and he's a good tight end in the NFL.
But he wasn't
But
as good as
either
Ryan
way,
Mallett was. That we're getting off track. All I'm saying is Arkansas has not had anything to look forward to in the past, and they still don't have anything to look forward to in the future. And I really hope Sam Pittman stays as Arkansas's head coach. I really do. Now,
well,
I do think if there is some success, it's going to be on the offensive side, and that's going to be in part to Bobby Petrino. And so, I mean, if there's any success, I would credit it more to Bobby Petrino than I would Sam Pittman.
well, before we talk about this year, let's highlight a little bit about last year and reason why they were only able to win one SEC game and have a total of 4 wins. They scored less than 31 points a game, which is why they brought in Bobby Petrino. They only converted 36% of their third downs.
Terrible.
Yard game were pretty good, 441, but it is what it is. Their opponents' points per game were 22.92. So again, it's how is it that their points per game were so high, their opponents' points per game were so low, and yet they still lost all those games? It's probably turnovers, I guess.
Is the Mississippi State game that skewed that? Because that game was 7-3 Mississippi State. That's the game that skewed those numbers. I'll guarantee it.
That's probably true. But Sam Pittman, again, there's a lot of rumors about this being his last year, whether they fire him or somebody even was talking about him possibly retiring after this year and just not having the energy to keep up with the modern college football, which he is an older guy. And he's a bigger guy, so I can totally appreciate that. But but hey, the thing is they did hire Bobby Petrino, and a lot of people are expecting good things. But will Bobby Petrino crash the Hogs season? Let that statement sink in, because holy shit.
He crashed while he's coaching at Arkansas on a motorcycle, which in other terms is a hog, and he coached the Hogs.
Yeah,
I love this friggin' headline.
Dude, it's just phenomenal. It's so good. Oh man, and speaking of crash, there we go.
Oh
Bobby
my
Petrino.
God, you did it. So wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
So Bobby Petrino is returning. He rode into town. He rode into town at a pretty low moment for the offense. I don't know if he brought any assistants or anything like that, but rumor is they were on the back of the motorcycle with him. Dude, I love making fun of this guy. I love making fun of Arkansas. God. If you were questioning why I apologize to the Lobo fans, it's because I knew I was going to be extra mean to the Arkansas fan base and the Arkansas team. And
you done gave me a headache, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh. Okay, well,
my goodness.
Let's try to reel it back in. I know it's going to be hard because pat on my back, those things were great. I just love what I've done here. So Is Bobby is Bobby Petrino going to crash the Hawks season, or is he going to help Sam Pittman ride off into the sunset
Oh my God, dude.
with a winning season?
Oh my God. No, definitely not a winning season. Absolutely not. I think they get 2 more wins this season. Definitely not a winning season, though. No.
Man.
Oh my goodness. That was great.
So they are also bringing in the next best thing out of Boise State since Brian Harsin. Their transfer quarterback, Talon Green. Dude, I'm telling you, I have stuff just building in my head for this matchup. It's just comedic gold, in my opinion. This is what you're getting when you subscribe to War Eagle Weekly, fellas and ladies, if there are any. This is what you're getting. Shit like this.
Stupid shit.
So they're replacing their Cam Newton quarterback that the media loves.
For whatever reason.
They're replacing their star running back who wasn't even their 4th best rusher on the team last year in Rocket Sanders, who's over at South Carolina, right? I know he got hurt, but still, he was just, I never was too impressed with him. So they've lost most of, their quarterback, Jefferson, was their leading rusher last year. So not only that, but they lost most of their other rushing production, and they lost 6 of their 7 pass catchers. I'm sorry, 6 of their 7 pass catchers are returning. So maybe they're going to on the ball a lot more this year. But I do want to say a good thing about this team, and that would have to be Auburn's Travis Williams coached the shit out of that defense last year, and the offense somehow still screwed it up.
He didn't coach that well against Auburn, but that's beside the point.
Well, I think he was he didn't want to prepare them that good. He wanted Auburn to win. That's all it was.
Sabotage, yeah. Sabotage. we'll just call it that. But I mean, again, I think Arkansas could win probably 2 more games this season, get 6 wins instead of 4. Yeah. But I mean, your prospects don't look good, especially when you lose to BYU at home early in the season last year, and then you're losing most of your offensive talent from the year before. I do actually expect Talon Green to be somewhat productive in the SEC. He stands at 6'6", 223 pounds. So I mean, I don't think he's
that's a Bobby Petrino quarterback if I ever heard of one.
Absolutely. I don't think he's anything to write home about, but I definitely think he's an upgrade over KJ Jefferson, which was highly unimpressive his entire time at Arkansas. Yeah,
I would agree.
And so I mean,
and all
Bobby
joking
Petrino
aside,
would be,
yeah, I was about to say, all joking aside, I know we asked the question if he was going to crash the Hawks season, but Jesus, it's still just funny. Oh gosh. But he's a damn good offensive mind, and his offense, for decades he has been able to produce some really exciting offensive players as well as schemes. I mean, yes. he brought us the 2010 Auburn game. He gave Alabama a couple of scares early on there at Arkansas. He is the one that decided to steal Lamar Jackson from Gus Malzahn and Auburn. I know Gus changed his mind and didn't want Lamar Jackson, but still, Bobby Petrino, he helped him become this star quarterback. I know Lamar is, he was going to end up being Lamar no matter what, but still, this guy coached him and put up some prolific numbers and made Lamar Jackson a Heisman finalist every year he was there. So I truly do, again, we're joking aside, Bobby Petrino is a great offensive mind and really should help this offense, even if they are replacing pretty much all their rushing yards. But they have a lot of continuity by their wide receivers, and their wide receivers stuck around probably because they went and looked up some of the stats from Bobby Petrino's wide receivers and was impressed. So, and if Bobby Petrino wanted Taylor Green, then he, like you said, should be pretty good. I don't have high hopes for him. I didn't watch any film. I don't know how good he's going to be, but maybe he is going to be good. So, all in all, though, I think the Bobby Petrino was a good hire. He proved last year that he could, work within a group.
Was he coaching at Texas A&M last year?
Yeah. I know it was a shit show,
but
I mean, he lost
at Texas A&M, right?
No, he was the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
He lost his starting quarterback, but still, they'd still put up respectable numbers, I think, right? Am I remembering that correctly? I don't know.
We're not talking about that this week, though.
Yeah, I know. So let's get to what everyone is asking. What's your score prediction? Do we win?
I think we win, and I think they score less points than the Lobos. I have Arkansas getting 17 points and Auburn with 39 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is going to be a close game and possibly a nail biter. It may come down to, I think it may come down to whether or not our offense can make a play at the end of the game. I'm thinking 27-24 Auburn.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close.
Are you kidding me? I do think after what we did to Arkansas last year in Arkansas, are you kidding me?
I think Bobby Petrino is that big of a deal, and we will have game film on him, but I don't think we'll have enough to really make a huge difference for us.
That's wild, dude.
I think Bobby Petrino is a great offensive mind. I really do. I think he's a terrible human, and I think he is just the scum of the earth, but the dude knows football.
That's wild, bro. We're polar opposites on this game. That is wild.
Yeah. No, we definitely are. But so Auburn starts the season 4-0. Okay. So let's see if we can continue this. We are going to be bringing you more of these episodes every week. We're going to be bringing a bonus episode every week. So be on the lookout to that. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tag Bobby Petrino in this episode. And with the big bombshell. With that big bombshell, Josh, War Eagle.
War Eagle, Cameron.